Okay, this one comes from actually I need a reminder who requested this one. This one comes from JDSLC420 on the Discord, link in the description box down below so that you can send requests directly to me. Unfortunately, I can't do these two, not allowed to, but anyway, that being said, so from JDSLC420, thank you. The Pretty Wild Paradox from Sumerian. I'm pretty sure I'll like it. I think the Pretty Wild are cool. All right. Oh, yeah, and someone told me a tidbit about them. They started off the same way Taylor Swift and Katy Perry did. I'm hoping they don't end up the same way and have sold their souls. We all see what's ended up with them two, and it's not good between me and you. But that being said, let's hope they don't share that same fate. Let's go. So from, wait, it's the Pretty Reckless, isn't it? No, the Pretty Wild Paradox. All right, let's go. Tear off my skin, rip it off, feel the tension I'm feeling, crawl down the lines in a single soul, split by duality's pole, an eternal curse. Disassociating, slipping back into the void. Consciousness is fading, rationally paranoid. You know what it halfway reminds me of? Slipknot. It kind of reminds me of that. Or Stone Sour, some. You know, like Snuff or Skeptic or Orchids. That's another good one. That's what this kind of reminds me of. Going between the hard guttural and into the sing song, you know. It's pretty cool. I like it. Not a big fan of the outfits, but I like it. Wait a minute. Okay, so they're wearing polar up. Okay. Well, that makes sense. And then they change. Okay, so I didn't just. For a second, I was like, wait, are my eyes deceiving me? They switched. Okay. My brain's kind of fried from the last week, so keeping up with things is kind of hard. Especially keeping up with the lyrics. I can barely hear what they're saying. I find peace on emptiness. I feel insecurities flooding my brain, normalizing, feeding the pain, inherited trauma to my DNA, and I'm taking advice from the doing of me, suffocating the ways that I perceive. Hate what I love and I love what I hate, beginning to drain my ethereal energy. Make all the past burn away, just let my body decay. Closer to the light, I black out. The look is all again, I crash out. This weight I carry in this life and afterlife, empires buried under cryptic sands of time, and I lost myself to finally find. In death we live, through life we die, caught in a paradox, You know what? That's bars. Or as what's his name would say, barology. You know, we live when we die and we die when we live, caught in a paradox. It is quite the thing, isn't it? And just like there's different sizes of infinities, yes, you heard that right. Infinity isn't just one thing. There's many different sizes of infinity. Now, isn't that crazy? Right? I mean, if you think of infinity, think of numbers, right? You think of whole numbers. There's an infinity. It counts on forever. Okay. Now, odd numbers. Now, decimal points. And just on and on and on and on it goes. It's quite the paradox that infinity can be real, but we can never perceive the end of it. Right? Thus why it's infinitude. Quite the paradox indeed. That being said, which one is better off, alive or dead? As someone who consistently lives in the dumps, right, in his own life, it's very, very hard, and it is a fight, um, a consistent fight to keep on reminding myself to persist and that living is worth it, right? I've said this many times. Without my son, I don't have a reason to live. There's nothing else to live for, especially not myself. That's beyond me. I have nothing else in my life but him, despite everything else I've tried to do. And yes, you run down the list of the supposed right things to do, I've done them. All of them. It's netted me nothing at all. My future is over, and his has just begun. So which one is better off? Alive or dead? Again, personally, I'm actually worth more dead than alive. I'm worth around 1.4 million dead. It's not even a joke. With my it used to be SGLI, now it's SGLV, combined with the life insurance I set up years ago when my son was born. Unless that gets taken away too, which at that point I'd go literally ballistic. It's combined 1.4 million upon my death. It's hard to fight against the thought that it'd be better to set up my son now than to struggle until I see him start to realize his own future. Because as I am now, there's only so much I can contribute due to the fact I'm not afforded any opportunity and I can't find any no matter where I go. This current attempt at doing something good, and trying to serve again in a different capacity as not a sword, but a shield to protect others and prevent more Charlie Kirks from happening. That aside, my life literally has no other meaning. None. I don't have a job, no business, no house, no life. Just my son. And I'm literally worth more money to hit towards his future immediately if I'm dead rather than living the next 20 years. Yes, a son needs his father, but it's very tempting not to just leave, but leave him with something I feel is much greater and much better than anything I can ever give while I live. So you tell me, in my little paradox of existence myself, which is better off, living or dead? You know, there's a lot of truth to that. In death we live, in life we die. Right? Because you hear all the time people talk about last moments, what they see when they're dead or after death. Supposedly, people say they see their whole life flash before their eyes. Although technically it should be in their head. Right? That internal mental theater. And a lot of them say you live more in that moment than you do before it, even though you lived up to that point. And then there are those that say death is the end of everything. Therefore, you live more after because what is after is more than what was. And then there's some, of course, who believe it's just darkness afterwards. I really don't know. I could tell you what I've experienced. Both times that I drowned, right, it was like sleeping without dreams. I didn't see, some reel of things. I didn't see a movie of my existence. Everything was momentary. And then I was hacking and coughing and freaking puking my guts up. Well, okay, puking's, intermixed with all that. Well, anyway. The second time was easier than the first, actually. Because the first time I drowned, I was like 6, and then my dad threw me from 2 stories into a pool. I got knocked out on impact. Or something like that. I either got knocked out or I just, you know, didn't rise. I don't know. I just remember hitting water and then boom, done. The second time there was some momentary struggle, but it was over in seconds. But it was easier the second time around. Maybe because I was older. Paradox indeed. I mean, then again, if I get the chance to do service again and getting to protect the First Amendment Could you say I could start to live again? Maybe. Well, there we go, folks, from the pretty wild paradox. Paradox, yes, indeed. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. I'll be live streaming in a bit. Nilia said she's going to try to live stream again. I've sent her the copy of my latest OBS fixes, essentially. And I've sent her instructions on what not to do to accidentally cut off your own damn stream and then delete half the settings on accident. Woman. Anyway, that being said, let me know what you think. But yeah, be good. Be safe. Make a good life for yourselves. Don't compromise safety and security for nobody and nothing. Death and disaster is only a second away. Do what you can today. And I'll see y'all in the next one. I am Badger 7 Actual, the formerly homeless veteran. Blast Cat Badger, out.